Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here, and what I've got tonight is a Mul-T-Lock E14 bad boy. This is just a monster of a lock. It's a standard interactive pin-in-pin core, but I have been working on this lock for quite a while to get this thing open. It doesn't give great feedback. The feedback is very muted, probably something to do with being mounted in 3 pounds of steel. It's a very substantive piece of hardware, this. These are no longer made. They are something of collector pieces. When I got this lock, I found it on eBay for £20, which is an absolute bargain. It didn't have a key, couldn't get it open. It was covered in crappy paint. It stank to high heaven of diesel. And I got it, I'd used my bead blaster. I cleaned all the old bad paint off, thinking I was going to repaint it, but actually it was left with what was a really nice finish. And it's some kind of steel alloy. It's shown no signs of corrosion since it's been stripped. It's been stripped for a good 8 months now. It's just in fantastic nick. It's a super lock. Now, I couldn't get it open originally, so I was talking to DMAC on the UK Locksport forum, and he offered to have a go at it. So I sent it off to him. He got it open after quite the battle, and sent it back to me unlocked. I went straight down to locksmiths and got it rekeyed. So it is a different lock, technically speaking, to the one that DMAC picked, because it's got all new key pins in it. And the first time I got this open, I think it took me an hour. It's an absolute monster pick, because it really oversets like crazy. This thing, even without the effectively a zero lift pin here, even without that, all of the other pins will overset this lock. It oversets with quite a lot of enthusiasm, which makes picking it quite difficult. What you're about to see is the picking vid. I already recorded that, and this is after it's been reassembled and is now all happily back together again and working, which is good because it's one of my favorite locks. And I recorded the video separately because honestly, it was taking me a long time to pick it. I think the fastest up until this point it's taken me is about 10 minutes. And I didn't really want to get a 10-minute pick on camera. That would just take too long and bore everybody. And I thought, I'll keep trying to pick it and see if I can improve the time. What you're about to see is actually a blisteringly fast pick of this in just 3.5 minutes. So I really wasn't expecting that. But in the process of that, it's taught me a lot about these pin-in-pin cores, which I have trouble with because quite a lot of them give me muted feedback. They're not like those lovely clicky Garrison type cores which give you a click, 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 big counter rotation and open. These things are much more subtle than that. And it's been a bit of a learning curve, but I'm really pleased to be getting better and better at this. As a minor point of interest, this is another Mul-T-Lock padlock I've got. So this is my absolute biggest, my absolute smallest. In fact, it even sits in there. Teepa sent me this. Thank you, Teepa. It's a lovely comparison to have them side by side on the shelf like that. The only thing sad about this one is it's not a dimple. It's a pin tumbler. But other than that, it looks a business. So anyway, what you're about to see, the pick and the gut of this, and I wasn't ever sure I was ever going to get this open. So I'm absolutely delighted to have got it picked. Hope you enjoy it too. See you in a moment. Okay, let's see if we can get this monster picked. So, interactive in pin 1, pin in pin 2, a high lift outer and a zero lift inner, and the rest are all really high lifts. So, sorry, not a high lift outer, a low lift. Very low lift outer, so it will overset. It's in fact, this is not going to be a short pick. It will overset as a course of this, and I'll have to recover. but do the best I can. Nice bit of core movement. Right, that's the deep false set. Let's find those inners. There's one. All right, there we go. I think that's a record for me. I've never opened it that fast before. Blimey. I was not expecting that to open quite so quickly. Just goes to show, I just lightened up my touch there and it made all the difference in the world. So, we should get this gutted, I guess. Let's do that. Let's have a look inside. Right. Let's need stuff. We'll switch to multi-focus. There's a lot of padlock here for what is a relatively small core. There's the actuator. Oh, ball bearings are holding the core in. So let's see, how do we get this? Oh, there we go. That's how we get it out. Come on. I'm sure I got this apart much easier than this in the past. So I'll lift that out on the actuator nub. I might have to push it out from this end. It's coming. There we go. Don't slide back in, you pain. Clunk. So yeah, there's the core. So now as we've got a key, I'm going to lock this back up. And this was the condition it was in. It was really grubby on the outside when I got this lock, but pristine on the inside. Just absolutely stinks of diesel. Right. Let's get this apart. Let's have a look. We need another screwdriver. One moment. Why is that not focusing? Right. Get a decent shim. Really need to throw some of these shims of shame away. Be careful, get this key in to the right depth. So I've taken the tailpiece off. In the past, I have forgotten that and pulled an entire core out, which has caused problems. There we go. Come on, go in. Why is that not going around? It's just very snug. Very tight, and I don't really want to risk it. But I have taken it apart before, so I know what to expect. So let's taking a bit of a gamble with this, but I can always pull the top cover off if I need to. Just don't want to, if I can avoid it. Well, we're going to be rebuilding key pins as it happens. Oh well, minor gutting clumsiness. Right. As long as I've got all the bits, I'm good. Right. That's what happens when you do it with a key and too much force. I happen to know all of the inners on this are standards. Right, so that one is 1, 2. That one's that one. That one's that one. That's that one. That one's that one. That one belongs there. Right. Yeah, there's the other inner. I knew it was somewhere. Okay. the cleanest gutting ever, but we got there. As I caught, there's no counter milling or anything fancy in there. There's a very clean core. The core reminds me a lot of one of those Abus 83 type cores. Very similar in sort of size, format and feel. Right, now we can gut this. So pin 1 is out already, thankfully. Pin 2. Shim's still halfway in the lock. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Oh, I say that pin 3 appears to be a spool. I thought it was a standard. Another spool. Okay. Just not a lot in the way of full sets. I thought the full sets we were getting were basically the inners. But there you go, we've got spools. Right. Let's bring this down. Sorry for the clumsiness of that, but that's what you get when you get all excited and enthusiastic. So there you go. Oh, left the inner on that pin. And I'm sure it will go back together again with less fuss. But there you go. There is my the pins from my Mul-T-Lock bad boy padlock eBay find, and quite possibly the fastest pick I've ever done on that lock. All right, hope you found that interesting. That's it for tonight. Cheers.